Hey YouTube, today we are going to be talking about the belt squat that I just purchased, what I think about it. Do I think you should get one if you are in the market for a belt squat? So basically it is a belt squat review since I saw 0 of them on this specific machine when I was looking to buy. So I had to gamble in this video is to make sure that you don't if you're in the market. Let's do it. Thank you. But yeah, anyway, it just feels like the little odds and ends are really well done, especially for such an inexpensive piece of equipment. I need to let you guys know, I'm not sponsored by this company. In fact, they don't even know I exist. So this is completely objective. I'm being 100% honest with you. And just like I was with the Frey Fitness machine, if I didn't like it, I would tell you right away. And I honestly probably would be trying to return it instead of making a video about it. Now these plates here, for our standing plates, already are sprayed with kind of a grip tape. I'm not sure, it's pretty fine. It's very rough though, like it messed up my finger a little bit when I was ratcheting down the top. So it's coarse, but in the sense where I feel like after a little while, some dirt might make it so it gets not quite as grippy. So you might at some point want to put some more grip tape on it, but I thought it was pretty cool because I've got an expensive hack squat and the diamond plate isn't even like grippy at all. So this will hold up at least for now. And I was impressed by the fact it was even grippy. Keep it clean and you'll probably be fine there. Other than that, this slider arm makes it so you can squat at different ranges, or if you're taller, shorter, different angles here. So you can change it. I would say though, that from here to here, it's probably like an 8-inch difference. It's not a huge difference. So they probably could have made a little bit of a bigger range than that. But for my purposes, being 6 feet tall is gonna be perfect. So as long as you're not, like I said, 6'2" and above, like a monster, a basketball player, somebody who is built a lot larger than I am, you're gonna be fine with this size machine. So yeah, all the goods so far. These are dense, these are thick. I really like the shape of this arm because when it's all the way in this way, you can squat. I'll put it down so you can see. You can squat with your hands out, but still rely on having a little bit of guidance, and then you're able to rack it back up when you're done. Now let's talk about what I think might be problematic with the machine. So a couple issues I would see. One, this is not really a big deal. The carabiner seems like a pretty small, underbuilt carabiner. You might want to buy yourself a more dense and heavy one, because this machine is rated at like 800 pounds, but I would not trust this carabiner with 800 pounds. I don't care if it even says it's built for that, I just wouldn't trust it. Same goes with the chain that it came with. I'm sure if they say 800 pounds, but I mean, I don't know. I've had chains break on me before while lifting, and it's just why even risk it? Just get a chain that's a little bit more heavily built. You can go to like Home Depot or Lowe's or something and just support your local hardware store though. You know what I mean? So if you can, go to like a True Value or maybe an Ace somewhere a little less corporate. If you have a local hardware store, go there. But maybe the chain links, you probably only need about that much range for this machine. So go buy yourself a more heavily built chain and a little bit. If you get a better chain, I'd say you can hold on to the main carabiner, but it comes with these little dinky weak ones for the belt. So as you can see, these are the carabiners I'm worried about, these small ones. The one that it comes with attached to the machine is a little bigger. This one will be 800 pounds rated, I think will be fine. It's this chain, the one that is attached to the belt. You'll eventually want to replace that, I think. Just don't risk it, you know. It came with one of these. Nice little straight bar attachments. That's nice little bonus. But again, it has that small carabiner attached to that. So just keep a heads up and eye out for that. Maybe get some slightly bigger carabiners just to have that peace of mind. But yeah, 800 pound rated is pretty fucking awesome. So you'll be able to train pretty hard with that. Next, another issue I see is these caps. So if you see these caps here on the machine, you see how I just got it and they're already kind of bowing out? These attachments usually have these caps on them to keep you from getting cut or scraped or having openings where fingers can go in. But there's these caps around the machine. There's only a couple of them. There's one more here. And they're not really in there that good, man. Look at that one's already coming out. But here's the deal. You could super glue that or you could seal that very easily and they won't go anywhere. It's just a pet peeve, you know what I mean? I just got the machine. So, you know, one day in already having to notice that's gonna get on my nerves, you know, and that's not a big deal. And by no means is that a deal breaker, but I mean, it goes into the conversation for sure. It would have been nice if those were just super overbuilt and stayed in there, but that's a commonplace thing to deal with machines. It's just one that is gonna bug me, so I figured I would bring it up. And then lastly, two more things. One, these hand grips. These are that kind that you'll see on equipment and like cheap equipment in gyms. Those always break, they always come off, they always fray. I'm gonna replace them with some like BMX hand grips that you would put on a street bike, or a motorcycle street bike hand grips. But you know, it sucks to have to know those aren't gonna be really, really good. So that's the little things that I don't like about it. And then the one big thing I don't like about it. The size of the foot plate is perfect for me. I wouldn't change a thing, but I'm only 6 feet tall. And as a former strength and conditioning coach, I worked with a lot of people that are 6'2", 6'8", 7'1", not joking. This would not work for any athletes that are on the taller side. Just, there's no chance. Because I just don't see how this lever arm here and this foot placement is gonna really feel stable and comfortable for a larger human. For me, it feels amazing. I'm psyched about it. In fact, I cannot wait to use it more often, but that is something worth considering. If you're a coach that trains from home and you work with a lot of basketball players, or you know, maybe you work at a high school gym and some of your high school team players are big boys, big girls too, but it's rare, you know, girls aren't, just be honest, they're not usually over 6'5", so let's just say we're talking about larger humans. This is not the machine, I don't think. And that's just something I think that needs to be kept in mind. So I hope this gives you more insight into what the machine looks like and you get a chance really to see, because Walmart pictures don't exactly make you confident about spending $600, but I would say if your needs are similar to mine, which is you just want to look awesome, deload your spine every once in a while when you squat, have some variability in your gym, give your spine a break, and you're kind of in the world of strength and bodybuilding, but not really either, it's fucking awesome. It really is that sick of a machine. I'm impressed. I can't believe it was the price that it was. I'm sure the company is gonna see this and be, you know, pissed off that they didn't charge more for it, but for now, I think it's the best inexpensive machine out there. So now I'm going to explain why would you want a belt squat in your home gym. I'm gonna show you how to use it very simply, just so you can see me on the machine. And then we're gonna explain 4 to 5 different exercises, maybe more, that you could use the machine for, so then you can make a decision, do you want one for your gym? Because I know when I'm making decisions for a piece of gym equipment for my home gym, it's gotta be a versatile piece of equipment, or it's gotta be a very important piece of equipment, or else why give up the space? So, let me use it, then let's see some exercises with it. First, stand up. We're gonna link our belt to the carabiner or chain, depending on your height. We're gonna stand up, let this go forward. That's the nice thing, is it does go forward on its own. Now we are going to squat into a deep squat. Now, notice how it's a little bit in front of my body that way. That's when you'll want to adjust, pull the top, drag it back. Now we have that nice center loading right in between my body here. So now when I squat, it's right down the middle. And here is a very standard squat. Now the whole point of that is to take the load off of your spine so that you don't get back problems or any overtraining issues. Not overtraining in like the overtraining sense, but overuse issues from traditional back squats. So let's check out some more exercises you can do with this machine. So this is getting a little bit out of hand, maybe a little extra, but you could do the split chain. You could split the chain in half here. You could do an upright row, which feels very comfortable, but you still have that free weight feel. So I would take this over an upright row on a cable stack. Upright row. You could also do with that, you know, put a couple chain links down, and you could do a dead stop row with 2 single handles, which is pretty nice as well. That'll be a lot more elbow friendly than a traditional bent over row with support. So we're gonna go in, reach, up, in, reach, up. And if you've never done this movement before, especially with that nice little deficit at the bottom, you really do feel like it's the more glute dominant version of an RDL. So we have a very strict glute reach option with the belt squat. Next, we have a bent over row variation that you can do. Obviously, this is not limited to this style. You could do underhand. I have other attachments, so I could do a neutral grip here. I could do a single arm row, if I please. You have options there, so that's pretty dope. I like another place to row is always great, because rowing is probably the most underrated exercise for upper body growth, so I'm happy to have that option here. RDL is one of my favorite movements of all time. You can safely load. One of the cool things about it is that the swing arm goes down and in for you. So you get that nice glute and hamstring dominant hinge. So this would be an RDL that you can use it for. The nice thing too is that it rests at the bottom and your fingers won't get smashed. So no risk there. Now my old boss used to love these, but I'm not the biggest fan, but a lot of people love them, so I want to show them to you. This is obvious. You could do a split squat with the belt. I actually think we need that further back, but it's good that I didn't do it perfect the first try. You could do a split squat. My knee goes a little bit past, so that's nice. You get to stabilize with this hand here, which is really cool. And obviously, it gives you a lot more stability than the traditional split squat. So there's an option. Okay, you can also do a donkey calf raise, which is bent over horizontally while you do calf raises. You can do a march. This slow, steady march when it's loaded with weight can be a very good sort of general exercise for preparedness. Healthy for the knees, good stability throughout the body. That's another great movement. And then last, obviously we have narrow stance squatting, which a lot of people like to implement into their training for a quad focus. All of these allow me to keep my upper body very vertical, kind of Olympic style squatting. So I hope that gives you some insight into what this machine looks like. I'm pretty pleasantly surprised. I will not be returning it. And like I said, 600 bucks.